Hello, welcome to Flutterbug Auto. I've got an interesting one for us today. Not exactly a good one, but an interesting one. I found this game, Trackmania Blitz, listed on YouTube Playables the other day, and immediately did a complete double take because, what do you mean there's a Trackmania game on YouTube Playables? What? Where did this even come from? I figured that part out later, but first of all, of course, I had to play it and make a video to tell you all about it. Basically, this is just a top-down, completely gutted version of Trackmania 2020. No vehicle customization, you can only pick from pre-made skins, no track building, just a very small set of pre-made tracks, and that's it. Like, it really is just that bare bones. Not even the presentation is good. Like what even is perspective? The game can't decide if it's looking straight down or it's isometric. It's bare bones, even down to the gameplay itself. The car automatically accelerates, there's no braking, just steering. The closest thing to strategy that exists is that sometimes when you boost over a ramp, you enter what I like to call a flow state, where your car just continuously boosts until you hit another boost panel. So it can be strategic to avoid boosters when that happens to maintain your speed. Though I almost felt like it was a glitch because it's completely inconsistent as to when it activates. And I never did figure out how exactly it works or when exactly it's caused. But it also doesn't feel like a glitch because it happens to the CPU players as well, so who knows? And I gotta mention the CPU players real quick because the game is obviously trying to pretend that they're real people. They can't be because there's no waiting period for them to connect. They all just appear instantly when you start a track. And they all just have normal ass first names instead of ever seeing anyone with the username like Poopfart69 or anything like that. And they all suck ass at the game too. I never once lost a race to any of them. And that's it. If they had even included just like the dirt tracks and ice tracks and stuff like that, even that would have bumped the game up a few points for me. But as is, this just sucks. This is nothing. It doesn't even work as a free sample version of Trackmania to advertise the main game because Trackmania is already the free version of Trackmania. And then like, it's also got daily login bonuses, but like, why? There's so few tracks. I finished them in like under an hour, and I guess you could keep grinding away for better times, but the gameplay is so gutted. It wouldn't feel any good to do so. All of the fun strategy and technique of Trackmania is absent here. There's not even a checkpoint system. The tracks are so locked down that you wouldn't even need them. So you can say goodbye to shortcuts too. And maybe at some point the tracks got changed periodically, like in the main game. But the YouTube Playables version, at least, is so severely gutted that I doubt it even has the capability for that, let alone anyone actually doing upkeep on the game. Also, I have to say, I'm peeved that there's a currency system in this game, and they didn't call it coppers. When the series used to have a currency system, it was always called coppers. So it feels bad to have coins that are not called that here. And that's really all I have to say about the game. There's really not much to it. The much more interesting part here is the circumstances of where it came from and the like complete lack of information and coverage on it. It feels like basically nobody ever cared about this game enough to talk about it. And, well, for good reason, of course. But you can piece together a little bit about it. While playing, I noticed that instead of Ubisoft Nano, the starting line says Ubisoft Nano, which turns out to have been a set of tiny little browser versions of various Ubisoft series launched in 2021. And now it's already shut down, only 4 years later. And Ubisoft seems to have cared 0% about it as well, because they never announced a shutdown or anything. The page they were on just 404s now. The Rayman wiki, of all places, is the only source we could find that lists any kind of date for the shutdown, that being sometime in 2024. So there was probably about a year between the shutdown and this game now popping up on YouTube Playables. There's only a handful of Ubisoft Nano games that I can even confirm exist. Aside from the Rayman one, there's only these ones listed on the one article Ubisoft posted about it, and as the Rayman wiki states, these may all be lost media now. And like, this thing must really have not done well at all, given that Trackmania Blitz popping up on YouTube Playables is my first time hearing about literally any of this. Like, what the hell? And YouTube Playables is like its own mystery as well. I have no idea why it exists, or how they get the games to put on it, or how they choose what games to put on it, but it's such a bizarre little collection of mobile and browser games with microtransactions and online features and etc. removed. some of them being pretty big names, and some of them just being like absolute low-tier bootleg trash. But there's also like a handful of original games for the platform, like Pac-Man Superfast, which I also have played through before, and it, similarly to Trackmania Blitz, is extremely bare bones and slightly jank. There's also a small handful of other racing games on there, and having checked out a couple so far, I think that I'd make a fun little video in the near future as well. And maybe more of those Ubisoft Nano games will make their way over to YouTube Playables at some point as well, which would be nice, because even when it's a, let's be nice and say mediocre game, you hate to see them just rendered completely unplayable, you know? So yeah, that's the video. Trackmania Blitz is, I think, definitively the worst Trackmania game, with a bizarre backstory and a bizarre current home in YouTube Playables, though. I am going to be back pretty soon with a video on Sonic Racing Crossworlds, and I have at least one fun little Halloween thing planned for this month too, so I hope you'll be looking forward. And eventually I'm going to go back to the weekly format, because I am accruing a lot of racing games at the moment that I want to talk about. So for now, I'll see you again soon.